Intermittent fasting has grown to be one of the most popular ways for people to lose weight. But, in my experience, more often than not, there are some intermittent fasting mistakes that people do that actually make them gain weight instead of losing it. And so today, we're going to go over those 5 things. Now, if you're new here, this is the place where we go to help you lose weight, keep it off, and improve your overall health. And so if that's something that you're into, make sure you subscribe down below. So let's jump right into this list. The number one mistake that I see people making when they're doing intermittent fasting is that their window is too big. When first starting out with intermittent fasting, the best thing to do is to start small. So, for instance, if you're someone who eats 3 meals a day plus snacks, try reducing that to 2 meals a day and then eventually 1 meal a day. If you're used to eating all day long, it can be very difficult to go straight to only eating during a 4-hour feeding window. It's best to slowly adapt to this lifestyle change because otherwise it can be overwhelming. And what happens then is that people go into this mode of, okay, I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I'm just going to wait till I'm so hungry I have no choice but to eat. And then what ends up happening is that when you finally break your fast, you end up eating everything in sight. And so by starting slow, you won't have those big dips in your hunger and those big binges when you finally decide to eat. You can also slowly increase the length of time of your feeding window. For example, maybe you start with a 2-day water fast, then you can go to a 3-day water fast, then you can go to 5 days, then you can go to 7 days, and so on. Or you could also start with an 8-hour feeding window and then reduce that by 1 hour every couple days until you get down to a 4 or 5-hour feeding window. The second mistake that I see people making is that their feeding window is too close to bedtime. There's a few problems with doing this. First, if you eat too close to bedtime, chances are you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and end up snacking. Second, our bodies digest food differently when we're awake compared to when we're asleep. And so when you eat before bed, it can lead to indigestion and heartburn. This is because when we're awake, our body produces more acid to help us digest that food. However, when we're sleeping, our stomach produces less acid, which can cause the stomach contents to back up into the esophagus, leading to that uncomfortable feeling of indigestion or heartburn. Third, when we're awake, we burn different types of fuel throughout the day. We start off the day burning fat, and then after we eat, we'll switch over to burning carbs. Then, around 3 or 4 p.m., we'll switch back to burning fat. And so if you are someone who eats a big meal at 6 p.m., well, now you're burning carbs through the evening, which means you're probably not burning any fat. And fourth, when we eat, especially high carbohydrate foods, we spike insulin. And insulin is a hormone that prevents us from burning fat. And so when you eat right before bed, you're spiking insulin right before bed, which makes it harder to burn fat while you're sleeping. And since a majority of our fat is burned overnight, this can lead to excess fat storage. Now, the exception to this rule is if you're someone who struggles with late-night cravings, then having a small meal or snack right before bed can be beneficial. However, in most cases, it's best to finish your last meal of the day 2 to 3 hours before you plan on going to bed. The third mistake that I see people making is not drinking enough water, especially when first starting out with intermittent fasting. Not drinking enough water can lead to dehydration, which can cause headaches, fatigue, constipation, and it can even slow down your metabolism. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're not drinking enough water, it's not going to be very effective. Your body needs water to function properly. It helps with digestion, nutrient absorption, temperature regulation, and even helps lubricate your joints. Dehydration can lead to feeling tired and sluggish, which can make it harder to stick to your diet and workout plan. A general rule of thumb is to drink half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So if you weigh 150 pounds, then aim to drink 75 ounces of water each day. But remember, this is just a general guideline. Everyone's different. Some people may need more or less depending on their activity level, climate, and overall health. The fourth mistake that I see people making is getting too caught up in tracking their macros and calories. Intermittent fasting shouldn't be about counting calories or tracking your macros. It should be about simplifying your life and giving your body time to heal and recover. When you obsess over counting calories and tracking your macros, it takes away from the simplicity of intermittent fasting. It makes it more complicated than it needs to be. It can also become a distraction from the main goal, which is to help your body heal and recover. If you are constantly focused on tracking your calories and macros, you may be more likely to cheat on your diet or skip workouts. Instead of focusing on the numbers, pay attention to how you feel. Are you feeling energized? Are you feeling satisfied after meals? Are you sleeping better? These are all important signs that you are on the right track. If you're feeling great, then chances are you're doing intermittent fasting correctly and you don't need to worry about the numbers. Now, this isn't to say that you shouldn't track your macros and calories at all. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't get too caught up in it. If you're tracking your macros and calories and it's helping you stay on track, then great. But if you find yourself obsessing over the numbers, then it may be time to take a step back and focus on how you feel. And the fifth mistake that I see people making is that they overeat during their feeding window. This is probably the biggest mistake that I see people making when it comes to intermittent fasting. When you first start eating again after a period of fasting, it's important to ease into it. Start with a small meal and then wait to see how you feel before you have seconds. Chances are you're going to feel a lot better and have more energy throughout the day if you don't overeat during your feeding window. Overeating can lead to feeling bloated, sluggish, and tired. It can also lead to excess calorie consumption, which can result in weight gain. When you overeat, your body goes into a state of excess, which causes it to store any extra calories as fat. This can lead to excess fat storage and ultimately weight gain. So, when it comes to eating during your feeding window, it's important to be mindful of how much you're consuming. Make sure you're not overeating and that you're not feeling bloated, sluggish, or tired afterwards. Remember, the goal of intermittent fasting is to help your body heal and recover. It's not about restricting calories or overeating. Alright, so if you've made it this far in the video, chances are you're really serious about losing weight and keeping it off. And so if that's the case, I have something special for you. It's my free ketogenic plan. In this plan, I'm going to show you exactly what to eat, how to prepare it, and how to follow the plan to get quick results. Now, this is the same plan that I use with my clients to help them lose 20 pounds or 5% of their body fat in 6 short weeks. And the best part is that it's completely free. All you have to do is click the link below to get instant access. Thank you guys so much for watching, have a blessed day, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.